I just wanted to do a update on Charles Adelson's jail file, and I just received these documents just this morning, and I wanted to tell you guys some very, very interesting developments in Charlie Adelson's jail file. And the most interesting one is that he has asked to be released from protective custody, and he is in with a general population of the prison. So let's first start with some of these incidents. So we're going to take a dive into Charlie's first incidents and his jail stories. I want to just kind of tell you guys what has been happening. This is the first incident that I've seen in Charlie's file. This was on August 30th of 2022, and while making the rounds in a pod, inmate Adelson yelled out, cell 44 door, that he had an emergency and needs to talk to me. I went up to Adelson's room to see what the emergency was about. He starts off by telling me he didn't want to get anyone in trouble, but he has a tablet missing, and I asked him who has his tablet. He stated he did not know, but this was the second time his tablet came up missing. I told him, starting off by saying that he did not want to get anyone in trouble, that he knew where his tablet was. He still stated he did not know. He went on to say that he had a lot of money on his tablet. I told him that no one can get into a tablet unless they have the PIN, and he said someone helped him log into his tablet. He is on PC, protective custody, so he should not be on the floor with other inmates. I asked him who he had to help log him into the tablet, and he stated he did not know. Everyone looks the same. I returned back to my office and turned all the apps off the tablet that is assigned to him, so no one else can use the tablet. I advised Lieutenant D. Williams of the situation. I called and spoke to Officer Williams, the situation. I spoke to Officer Stafford about the situation. He advised me that Adelson had his tablet on 8/29/2022 when he worked in a pod. Not sure how that tablet got out of Charlie's hands, but that is the very first incident that I recall of Charlie's history in jail. Then there's another incident on August 31st of 2022. That incident in Pod A, while conducting an initial visual inspection and pod count, inmate Adelson stopped me to inform me that the pod trustee, inmate Garland, had stolen his tablet, locked it out, and claims that inmate Garland threatened him into giving up his PIN number to gain access to his tablet. Classification has been notified. This is for documentation purposes, given Garland's history with tablets. At this point, Charlie is not out of protective custody, so all of this seems pretty suspicious, how this guy got his tablet, and I still really don't know. So this next incident is on August 31st of 2022 in Pod A. While inmate Adelson is out for his time, I'm guessing maybe that's like his workout time, inmate Garland is shouting threats out of his cell, threatening inmate Adelson's well-being, as well as inmate's family. He is calling him a snitch, among other things, as well, stating that he has a life sentence and that he doesn't care. He will get out of his cell and find some way to get to him and his family and the people on the outside. Inmate Adelson has clarified that some of the names that inmate Garland is shouting out are known personally by inmate Adelson. This is for documentational purposes. Inmate Garland is not to be used in trustee capacity, and he is not to come into contact with inmate Adelson. So they are separating those two, and this is in all caps. So pretty crazy, you guys. Charlie has been threatened by this other inmate who seems to know about this case. At this time, Charlie is still in protective custody. This is right around the time of the Arthur hearing. A lot of things going on for Charlie. On 9/12/2022, Charlie agreed that he wanted to remain in protective custody at that time. And he is getting his MP3 player. All this stuff is happening after the Arthur hearing. So he's still in protective custody. You know, they're checking him not as often as I can see. I have another document I need to look over about how often they've been checking him. There's another incident. Okay, this is when Charlie asked to be released from protective custody. On 9/20/2022, inmates' attorneys were made aware that inmate requested to be removed from protective custody and was rehoused in pod E2. His attorney requested that he remain in protective custody, but after discussion with their client attorneys, Katie Myers and Dan Roshbaum, were okay with Adelson remaining off protective custody in pod E2. These were all on phone conversations. They're talking about, in the phone conversations, letting him out. They advised him not to, but he wanted to get out of protective custody. It looks like on September 29th, inmate Adelson advised me after charging his MP3 player today that he did not need to have it Friday, September 30th. He stated he did not need to listen to it every day. So I guess that's probably why they retracted those motions. And he doesn't want to listen to all these wiretaps every day, you guys. I guess he's heard enough of his own voice. And then the next incident, Charlie was informally disciplined. I believe this is his first disciplinary action. It was observed that his bed is not in compliance. I verbally instructed him to make his bed. Once it was made, he was able to return to the day room. He complied with no further incident. All right, you guys, that is a lot to take in. And we learned a lot that Charlie is getting in trouble, getting threats from some of the inmates. He's asked, I'm surprised he asked to be released from protective custody, but I guess he had had enough and wanted to be out and about, and people are stealing his iPad, and sounds pretty crazy. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of everything, and more videos to come. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing.